This morning on DC News Now,
we are going to suspend the active search and rescue efforts.
A hopeful search turns to a recovery mission, with 6 people believed dead after Baltimore's Key Bridge collapsed into water when a ship hit it.
The vessel did lose power prior to the striking the bridge. That loss of power happened at probably the worst time possible.
This all leaving a local community in shock.
It was pretty scary to know that I've, been driving on that bridge.
There's also concerns over the future of Baltimore's economy and promises to build it back better.
A lot of our business is through tourists.
We're going to spend all the federal resources they need as we respond to this emergency. I mean, all the federal resources. And we're going to rebuild that port together.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, this right here was a scene just over 24 hours ago when Baltimore's Key Bridge collapsed into the water after it was hit by a cargo ship. This morning, recovery efforts resumed for the 6 people who were working on the bridge when this all happened. Good morning and thanks for starting your morning with us. I'm Tanaya Wright.
And I'm Corey James. We have live team coverage on the historic bridge collapse in just a moment. But first, Shanika Grimshaw, she's tracking your commute and how the bridge collapse is also possibly going to impact you as well this morning. But first, Jackie Layer is also keeping an eye on your forecast. And Jackie, we're seeing some wet weather this morning.
Yeah, we are seeing some of those showers sliding on through. It's mainly north of D.C. right now. We're seeing some of those rain showers pushing through Frederick County as we speak. Some of those right around the Washington County area, closer towards Hagerstown as well. So zooming on in and pausing the map, just a few of those lighter sprinkles. They're not quite as heavy as what we saw earlier this morning, but a wider view of the map. That cold front will continue to swing its way through, and in doing so, will fire up some more rain chances through the day today. So just expect on and off rain chances throughout the rest of your Wednesday. Those high temperatures coming back in those low to mid 50s later on this afternoon. Tomorrow, still tracking some rain before we dry things out Friday. Go over all those details and look ahead towards that Easter weekend forecast coming up in just a few minutes. But Shanika is back with a look at those roads. What are you checking out this morning?
All right, good morning, Jackie. We're heading out to Baltimore. You can see I-695, and that's heading on the inner and outer loop right near 151. You're seeing some movement here, but really not for too long because you're blocked past this point. Let's flip over to the maps. There are ways to get around this bridge collapse. I-95, I-895 through that harbor tunnel, and that will definitely put you where you need to be. If you're heading more north or east, you will see that you can get through. After that, 70 heading east and west, we had a crash, tractor trailer crash. That did clear.
We are going to suspend the active search and rescue efforts.
Happening now, divers are preparing to head back out for a second day for what is now a recovery mission after yesterday's Baltimore Key Bridge collapse. The Coast Guard says 6 people are believed dead. Now, that collapse happened around 1:30 in the morning when a cargo ship hit one of the bridge's support beams.
It left extensive damage and sent several people in vehicles plummeting into the water. Now, take a look at this video from Google Earth. It shows what the bridge looked like before the tragedy, and on the right side of your screen, the aftermath. According to the National Park Service, the Francis Scott Key Bridge marked its 47th anniversary just 3 days before the collapse. Now, we do want to go right now to our Liberty Zabala, who is live in Baltimore, where the recovery mission is happening this morning.
And Liberty, that search and rescue ended after about 18 hours.
Good morning, Corey and Tanaya. That's absolutely right. Such a heartbreaking story. This tragedy. So far, none of those bodies have been recovered at this time. And authorities say due to the water's depth and the length of time that has passed since the crash, those 6 missing victims are presumed dead. But divers will be out here in just a few minutes to resume those recovery efforts this morning. Now, the construction company, Bronner Builders, says a crew of 8 workers were on their break, sitting in their trucks when that bridge came down. Now, the rescuers were able to pull out 2 victims from the water. One of them was treated at the hospital and later released. Among the missing were people from Guatemala, Honduras, and Mexico, according to diplomats from those countries. Rescue crews had to stop their search from the water and the air last night as they battled low water temperatures, changing currents, and poor visibility in the Patapsco River below. The water is estimated to be about 50 feet deep.
We've got very difficult water temperatures. You have structures from the bridge that are in the water that can move with the tides and currents, making that dangerous for divers and people in the water to actually try to do recovery. And we do not want to injure any of these first responders in this recovery effort.
And the divers were expected to be here at around 6 this morning. We are keeping an eye out for them as they head back into the water. Now, the president has also indicated that he plans to visit Baltimore, and he also plans to support this community with federal resources to begin to rebuild. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Liberty, thank you.
And turning now to DC News Now's Jean-Marie Sissay, who is learning more about the people officials believe were on that bridge when this all happened. So Jean-Marie, the Coast Guard has presumed all of these people are dead.
Yeah, good morning. This is honestly just a tragic and devastating situation. Now, these construction workers were on that bridge working on potholes. Some of them were actually on break in their cars, and they were working hard in order to support their families, not only here, but also out of the country. And unfortunately, many of them did not make it home. Now, according to a local advocacy group called CASA, one of these men was Miguel Luna. He was actually from El Salvador, and he's a husband, a father of 3, and also lived in Maryland for almost 20 years. Now, the other victims were also a part of the Latino community, and we're told that one of them is 26-year-old and another one is 35-year-old, and they are both from Guatemala. All of these men were on that bridge working hard. The coworker says that he's just devastated about the news, and he said many of them were actually taking their breaks when the bridge did collapse. Take a listen to how the community is mourning them at this moment.
We can only imagine what is going through their minds and through their hearts and through their bodies. None of us want to experience that. We have to lift them up, support them, not just today, not just tomorrow, but for the foreseeable future.
We're expressing our sympathy and that we're sorry for what happened, and of course offering all the services at our hands. We are here to support. The signal is, you guys are not alone. That's why we're here.
Now, these were a total of 8 co-workers. 6 of them are now presumed dead. 2 of them did survive. One of them did refuse medical attention. The other was released from the hospital just yesterday. Now, Governor Wes Moore says this is just miraculous for the survivors, and he plans to honor all of these victims as they rebuild this bridge. For now, reporting live in Baltimore, Maryland, I'm Jean-Marie Sissay, DC News Now.
Thank you, Jean-Marie. And plans to repair the Key Bridge are now underway.
Many state and federal leaders are teaming up to take action as quickly as possible. Now, the White House says the federal government will pay for the entire cost of rebuilding the bridge. However, his pledge would require, that's the president, approval of Congress. Several Maryland delegates say they will help make it happen. Both state and federal leaders echoing the plan to reopen the Port of Baltimore.
We're going to send all the federal resources they need as we respond to this emergency. I mean all the federal resources. And we're going to rebuild that port together.
It's a team effort, and we're going to make sure that we do everything we can to protect our economy and protect the people of our state.
Leaders from other states are also pitching in as well. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin and D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser pledging to offer resources. We, of course, will follow this story all morning long for round-the-clock coverage on the Key Bridge collapse and its impacts. Just visit our website, dcnewsnow.com.
Your time right now is coming up on 6:08. Developing now, a gas leak under control after forcing several buildings to evacuate last night. This is all according to D.C. fire officials. Crews responded to the leak near the Walmart on Georgia Avenue in Northwest at about 7 o'clock last night. They took meter readings and worked to isolate the leaks until readings returned to normal, and that was at about 10 o'clock. As of right now, there is no word on what caused the leak. And D.C. police arresting a 17-year-old in connection to a deadly double shooting in January. They say the suspect shot at 2 people in a vehicle on Minnesota Avenue in Northeast. Police say one of the people, an 18-year-old, died in the car. The suspect is being charged as an adult.
Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin vetoed 2 gun bills pushed by Democrats. One bill would have banned the possession and selling of certain assault firearms and people under 21 from owning one. Another bill would have given guidance to judges on taking away guns under the state's red flag law. However, Governor Youngkin passed 2 other gun-related proposals. Those bills ban auto sears, a device shooting more than 1 shot without reloading. The other will charge gun owners for allowing a child to have access to a gun.